Hi Mark, it's Mrs. Fisher. As you can see, I copied your original program into Notepad++ and I've added some comments. But I wanted to also walk through the comments that I added so maybe you could take another shot at it. So in this particular program, you define three variables: total buy, remaining tickets, and tickets. One thing is, since total buy is going to be a counter for how many buyers there are, you always want to initialize any counter to 0. So you want to start by initializing total buy to 0. Also, I don't believe you want to use a remaining tickets variable. What I'm going to recommend is that you use the tickets left variable that you have defined that starts at 100 and just update that variable every time the user buys more tickets. That way that you only have one variable that's controlling the number of tickets. So each time they buy some, you're going to subtract it from ticks left and just going to keep that same variable. Alright, so on line 19, I have a comment here, and I'd like you to add a while statement that keeps going while there are some tickets still left. So put your while statement here, and you figure out what it's supposed to look like, or give it a try at least, while, and then give it your condition, okay? Assuming that this variable ticks left is the one that will tell you whether or not there's any tickets left. Okay, there's an open curly bracket here for your while loop, and you can see here's where it ends. Okay, then you ask, each time in the loop, you ask the user how many tickets they want to buy, and you read it into your TIX variable. Now, what you want to do is add a check to make sure there's still enough tickets left. So there's two things they could do. They could put in a number that's greater than 4, which is incorrect, or they could also try and get more tickets than the amount there's left. So if there's only 3 left and they try and buy 4, we want to give them a message. So let's look at the next set of code. Maybe you can use this logic here to then add another check to see if there's still enough tickets left. Now, instead of an if, because remember an if happens one time, we want to do a while loop here so that we can we keep going until the user enters a valid number of tickets. So I wrote here, Mark changes to a while loop. That way the user can't continue until they enter a valid number less than or equal to 4. So instead of if ticks greater than 4, you're going to say while ticks greater than 4. And then it's going to print out, it's going to say, sorry, only 4 tickets per customer, please try again. And then they might type in another number, but they could do it again. They could type in 5 the second time, and you want to make sure you come back up and give them the message again. So just change this if to a while for this part of it, and then use this same logic, exact same logic, just different condition for this while loop up here to check and make sure there's enough tickets left for them to buy. All right. Now, at this point, when you get to this statement here, you know the user bought a valid number of tickets. So you want to subtract them. But again, instead of creating a new variable, what you want to do is replace this remaining tickets variable with ticks left. So make it ticks left equals ticks left minus ticks. Okay, so I wrote a comment. It says instead of this statement, you want to subtract the tickets from the ticks left variable and not create a new variable. And then below that, at this point again, we know they bought a valid number of tickets. We want to add 1 to the number of buyers. All right, and this is going to keep going until this condition is met up here, which will happen when there's 0 tickets left to sell. At that point, you're going to be down here on line 34. You want to print out the number of buyers that bought the tickets. All right, so this is kind of what I see. You're on the right track. You have a real good start, but you need to add a few more while loop statements, okay? Because again, this is on the chapter on loops. So if you could, Mark, give this a try. I'm going to send you back a copy of this code that I have with the comments in it, as well as this video. All right, kiddo, if you're still struggling, don't forget tonight 6 to 9 is tutoring, and tomorrow night 6 to 9 is more tutoring. And I'm sure someone there could help you, or you can come see me on Thursday. Okay, Mark, I'll talk to you later.